Okay, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good this Wednesday morning. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Make sure you hit the bell as well so that you don't miss any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is well. FX Wolf, good morning. Hope you're doing good. George C, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Frenesis, good morning, welcome. FX, Wolf, Pound, Aussie, I'm looking forward to sell. Okay, we'll take a look. Same on Euro Aussie, I'm currently in a sell. I did take a loss yesterday, well, actually early this morning because we had some Aussie news which spiked up, but it did give me another entry, so I'm in the trade again. But yeah, I'm actually currently selling Euro Aussie at the moment. Pound Aussie looks good as well, but I don't want to be trading Pound Aussie and Euro Aussie at the same time, so I'm just happy with my eggs in the Euro Aussie basket. But yeah, looking for a move to the downside. We were talking a lot about this one yesterday. We did see some lovely wicks yesterday, close to the end of the day with some strong momentum on the hourly chart. But we had some Aussie news which did take price high and just literally stopped me out by a pip or maybe 2 pips. But it was unfortunate. But then we did get nice shift this morning on the hourly chart off the back of London sessions, so I'm having another stab at the trade. Still again looking for a larger swing on higher time frames back down to these lows. I do think we can go further as well, but there's a lot of rejection here, so I'm not gonna look to try and push my trade too far with all of that support. Same thing with Pound Aussie as well, looking for larger swing back down to these levels. Again, Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie, very similar pairs that are most likely going to do the same move, maybe at different paces, maybe at different speeds, but most of the time they're very much in sync. So again, looking for a similar move back down to these lows. Pound Aussie shorts do look good. We're still holding on to some strong resistance here, but I would like to see a little bit more downside for Pound Aussie, as I was touching upon yesterday. I did say it would be nice if you can really break through these lows here, really push through, then get some pullbacks to short. This price action is just a little bit too corrective for my liking. Not that we can't reject it and see some downside, it's just a little too corrective. So that's why I do prefer Euro Aussie a lot more. But yeah, I would imagine similar moves for them. So Euro Aussie I much prefer. Still expecting a similar move to the downside for Pound Aussie, but for me to be more interested in this pair, I need to get Euro Aussie to break even, and I need to see some convincing moves back below this low here, and then some shorts. And again, if my overall analysis is correct, if we do see a move back here, I'm not too bothered about trying to catch the high of the move. I'm happy to try and get in a pullback somewhere and take a decent chunk out of the move as well. So yeah, Pound Aussie, same bias, but I have to say not as convinced with the price action. If we can take out these lows with some nice momentum, things look a lot better for some shorts. But yeah, Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie looking for downside. Euro NZD looking for downside as well for this one. Pound NZD looking for downside for them as well. So pretty much similar bias across those sort of pairs. Graham Rising, Tony Gold, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Anus, good morning. Everyone doing great. Miko, I'm short USD on the lower time frame, entry 1.767, stop at 1.7705. Okay, we'll take a look. Frenesis, looks like your AD is giving us another opportunity. What's your take on Euro Aussie? So yeah, like I said, I'm currently short on Euro Aussie at the moment. Hopped into the trade off the back of this hourly candle close here. Slightly a little bit late to enter, so my entry is a little bit below the candle close, but more or less in that same area. At least that was my entry trigger. And then stop loss above the high there, looking for a push into these lows. So I'm still very bearish on Euro Aussie until we see something like this happen. If we see a big move up and breaking structure, then I'll start to fold my arms. As long as we don't take out this high, I'm still looking to sell. But if we do start breaking structure, that's a big red flag. So I'll wait for price to develop, see what we do next before I do jump into anything else. But we're still holding structure. So for Euro Aussie, still looking at a move like so. Euro NZD, similar move as well, looking another move back down to this area. I did prefer Euro Aussie to Euro NZD at the time of my entry, because I did say yesterday I was looking at both of them. I was looking to short whichever gives me the better risk reward or the better entry. And Euro Aussie did give me that, so hence why I'm trading that one. But similar thing as well, strong rejection at this area. I do still expect to see some downside for this one back into the lows there. We have a lot of high time frame confluence with Euro Aussie, Euro NZD, high time frames forming these lower highs, coming back to retest some price structure, looking for another swing back to the lows. You can see some nice 4H structure as well with some decent momentum. I do think probability does lie with the bears, and we're likely to see a continuation lower. Of course, it's all probability at the end of the day. We could break higher, but after looking at a top-down perspective, 4H daily momentum as well, it does look good for another move down, another move back down. And UNSD, I would expect us to eventually come back to these lows, but I think Anus is probably targeting maybe these lows or these lows here. Bit more of a day trading perspective. TP 1.7705. Okay, so you targeting the highs. Oh, going up against me. Anus. Wait. Entry 1.767. Stop at 7. Oh, okay, that's your stop loss. Sorry. I thought that was your target. So your stop loss 7705. So I would imagine, is that above the wick or more or less in that area? Where's your target, Anus? I mean, I suppose if you entered 767, suppose your target's maybe this low. Or I could be wrong, could be that low. But yeah, nonetheless, for me, everything looks pretty bearish across the board for Euro NZD. I just preferred Euro Aussie because the risk reward was a little bit better, and it was a little bit higher up, and I like the pullback a little bit better. But I could have easily taken UNSD as well and shorted that one. So it was almost a toss of a coin, but because I already took a trade in Euro Aussie, I was like, maybe get back into Euro Aussie for a better entry for that one. But we should see how it goes. And again, if I do get opportunities to re-enter the position, add to the position, I definitely will do so, trying to take advantage of my winners as much as possible. And I think now for me, I'll be keeping an eye on the pound pairs, pound Aussie, pound NZD, because I think pound Aussie, pound NZD looks like it's lagging behind Euro NZD or Euro Aussie. So I do think they've got some catching up to do, and if we can start to see some structure breaking, that'd be fantastic, and hop into some sales that way. So yeah, that is my take on Euro Aussie, Euro NZD as well. Both of them were my watch list coming into the week. George C took a long position at dollar CAD 1.34019. Okay, we'll take a look. See, Tashi, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Gold, will take a look. Yeah, yesterday's low, so I'd imagine it would be that point there. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, so let's see if we can get some downside for those boys. We do have the Fed interest rate coming out later. Anus, you can look to hold your position through that if we haven't hit your target by then, or you're going to close the trade before the news comes out. I mean, for my sake, of course, I'm a bit more of a swing trader, so I'll be looking to hold my trade through the news most likely. But I would imagine maybe you might close, or I don't know, make a call close to the news. I'm interested in hear your take on that from a lower time frame point of view. But let me go take a look at dollar CAD, and I said gold, didn't I? So yeah, dollar CAD, you said you got into a long 1.3409, targeting 1.35. Okay, so 1.349, not 49, 4019. So that's more or less down here somewhere, and you're targeting 1.35. So you're targeting this area around there. Yeah, not too bad. So you're looking to favor dollar strength. I mean, dollar CAD, I have to admit, is not really one of my favorite pairs at this moment in time. It's quite choppy. But I can see the logic behind the trade. We've kind of had price come back into some strong lows and reject it essentially. I did say coming into the week, if we do see a strong break through this, I wouldn't actually expect price to push back down. but because of the nature of the market, I wouldn't be surprised if we form a bigger range, which could be what price is doing. I still do expect to see dollar strength, so I'm in the dollar bull camp, at least for a short time at least. But hey, I'm not too sure what will happen with dollar because everything is still quite messy. And yeah, I'm not really looking to second guess or try and predict anything whilst we're in this range. If we come outside, things become a lot clearer. But DXY is ranging and dollar CAD seems to be doing something similar as well. So if we do hold the low of the range, which looks like we are about doing sort of, we could be seeing a push to 1.35. Again, not really my type of trade for the market, a little bit sideways, but it's not a bad place to find some entries, I must say as well. So yeah, hopefully we can see a push to 1.35, but yeah, I'm not seeing too much on dollar CAD at the moment. I'll take a look at gold as well. I'll hold it. Hopefully I'll get break even. If my position is in drawdown, I'll reduce my stop. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, especially on the lower time frames, a bit more exposed there. But yeah, I mean, I guess, well, the news isn't to 9 hours, 8.5 hours, something like that. So there's a lot of time between now and the news. And I think we do have some news before Fed interest rate, and then we definitely do have for Euro. Maybe not Euro, but like Germany, France, individual countries. Okay, so Wednesday, I already had a bunch of news, to be honest. Okay, so we do have some more Germany news, inflation, dollar, ADP, employment change at 115. Okay, so not too much, to be honest. It's just, yeah, the Fed interest rate at 7, which is about 8.5 hours. So still got a lot of time, a lot of trading time before the news come out, but we shall see. Anyway, let me take a look at gold. So yeah, gold, I've been talking about bearish bias. I'm still hanging on to that bias because we still haven't broken through the resistance here. But yeah, and as I've been saying, I'm not quite convinced with the price action of gold. It's just been very, very choppy. Although it's not in a bad area where we could see another lower high develop and a move back down. I just haven't been really liking the price action with gold, to be honest. So I haven't been inclined to trade it, but I have to say that's a big rejection there to the upside. The key thing I'll still be looking out for is momentum. We're kind of still forming these higher lows here very, very slowly. As we can see, still printing these higher lows. So if price can show some momentum, especially breaking through that, that could be a nice entry trigger. Stop loss doesn't necessarily have to be above the wick there, but I would say at least above the zone. And targets, as I was speaking on yesterday, could be targeting these lows, or potentially these lows here, depending on your risk reward and how aggressive you want to be with the position. But with gold to me still looks like a good selling opportunity. Of course, I wouldn't say there are entries here yet because at the moment we're still respecting this kind of upwards trajectory and could still do something like that. In that case, the buys will look a lot better. But if we can see some momentum coming back below, and if we do see some if we do see some dollar strength, that could warrant a big move down and a possible nice entry signal off the back of that. And as I said, got some nice obvious targets to aim for, all clear, I should say. But yeah, gold, I wouldn't do anything right now. It's trading at strong resistance, but it's still printing the higher lows, so it's kind of squeezing between the resistance and those successive higher lows. So it's up to the bears or the bulls if we're gonna break structure high or break structure lower. Who's gonna take control, who's gonna take charge. Do we see big confident candles pushing higher? Then maybe we look for the break and we test for some longs. If we do the opposite, see big candles breaking lower, then okay, the bears are most likely in control and we're likely to see a move back down. But at the moment, it's not evident, it's not clear to see who's winning that toss right now. So gold, I was still holding to that bearish bias. Reason being, high time frames were still trading a large level of resistance. So naturally, in this area, I would be a bear. But price action not looking too great to short just yet, but things can change very, very quickly. But yeah, if gold does hold 2037, looking for a move back down to the lows. If we do see a big break above, then I would scrap that bearish bias and we might see price push back to 2050, 2060, 2080, in fact, to the highs there. So yeah, that is my take on gold at the moment. Good morning, Ross. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. YOLO, what is up? Did you enter short on Euro Aussie? Yes, I did. I'm currently short on Euro Aussie. Max says, please, good morning. Is hope of selling Euro USD? I'll take a look at Euro USD. I'm not really keen to sell it, but I will definitely take a look. Dion, what is up? Have you seen oil? What's your take? No, I have not seen oil. I'll definitely have a look, see at oil. I'll go into a bit more detail about it. But I've got a couple pairs to go through first. Oh no, just one. I'll go through Euro USD and I'll take a look at oil. What's up, Wed Thur? Welcome to the stream. I'll take a look at Bitcoin as well. George, also I use fundamentals to form my bias and have work study commitments. So checking the charts 1 bar per day is ideal for me. Okay, interesting. Again, yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Again, I don't use fundamentals with the way I trade, but of course, fundamentals do provide a different type of bias into the market, which from a trade standpoint might actually simplify your trading, because if you can derive your bias from fundamentals, which I think you do, then technicals are just purely for entry, targets, management, trading, and whatnot. But yeah, for me, I use my bias from technicals and enter and exit from technicals as well. Okay, so Euro USD, you said you're looking to short. Yeah, I'm not really looking to short Euro USD. I would like to see a move down back to 1.07 because I am very keen to look for some buys down here. It's a big level, and I'm looking for something similar on the DXY. If DXY can pop higher one more time into this area here, which is kind of the inverse of the level we just spoke about on Euro USD. So if we can see that move to the downside, I mean to the upside for dollar, possibly we might see a move down for euro into this area, and then we can see a big move up. At the moment, we are firing a lot of wicks into this area, so price is holding on to a pretty strong level here of demand support, and we could be seeing a move higher. But as I stated yesterday, I want to see price break some structure, which would be this swing point here. If price can break through that high, that will tell me, okay, buyers are successfully holding this area. There is a possibility we're going to see a higher low over here in comparison to this low, because of course we gave us the highs up there. And then at that point, I'll be more than happy to look for buying opportunities for euro for a move high on a retest some structure, on a pullback, maybe a retest of this area. So I'm actually looking to buy euro, but I'd rather price has a deeper pullback to 1.07. But of course, you know, I don't decide what price does. Price does it, then I have to react to what price is giving me. But at the moment, euro is kind of trading at support demand, so I wouldn't advise looking to short euro USD at the moment. If we can start breaking through these areas, then there could be some lower time frame opportunities on the retest, some structure, probably after the news later today. So that could be an opportunity to short. But if you are looking to short, at least I wouldn't short here. I'm not seeing much confluence for downside. Yes, the structure is kind of bearish. We are seeing lower lows and lower highs, but the area we're coming into, the multiple wicks price is leaving. It's not really a good time to be jumping into this trend anymore, at least until we break some structure further. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for euro USD. Dollar pairs are still being very, very choppy across the board. Of course, DXY is still ranging, so that's going to kind of trickle to all other kind of dollar pairs. But I must say, dollar pairs haven't been great. Pound USD, I have no idea what's going on with this guy. Just very, very choppy price action. I mean, I know what I'm looking for, which is the break lower, but it feels like I've been waiting for an eternity for price to actually make this move. And The funny thing, it might not even do that. It might, for some reason, push up. Of course, we do have the Fed coming out later, so a big move like that wouldn't be so shocking. But yeah, for pound USD, I'm still waiting for a move lower to short. Aussie dollar, I must say, price action has been very, very choppy, so I'm not really interested with Aussie dollar. I was looking for the break and retest of this low here, which we were pretty close at the start of the week, but didn't quite make it. As the USD, similar thing as well, looking for a retest of this area for a move back down, but again, not too sure we'll see that move with Aussie dollar. Not too sure we'll see that move either. But yeah, I was keeping an eye out for those levels, but we might not see those moves happen anymore. So yeah, some interesting market conditions, but I do think they will start to shift come the end of the day. I did say I was going to take a look at oil, didn't I? I'll take a look at oil, Bitcoin as well. George, lower risk reward for sure, but just means I can set a limit order, SL and TP, and just let your ideas run. I mean, again, that's essentially what we're looking for. Something that which we can systematically, apply to the markets. Because at the end of the day, we're here to make money. We're not here to do anything fancy. Try and decipher the markets, where we think prices are going to go next. Yeah, it's all fun trying to figure out what price is going to do next, but at the end of the day, we're here to get paid. Well, I would hope so. So you need to find something which you can apply to the markets, which has an edge, which you can carry out fairly comfortably. Of course, trading is only as comfortable as you can make it. It's a very stressful profession, but at least you can understand how you're looking to approach the market, where you're looking to buy, sell, what gets you into the market, why you get into the market. If you can kind of make everything systematic as much as possible, it becomes a lot easier to run that trading business. But of course, much, much easier said than done. But again, everyone's going to have their own preferences, how they want to trade and set orders and take trades. Find wherever that is and stick with it. But moving on to oil. So I did touch on oil yesterday. I did say buys do look pretty good, but I need to see a deeper retracement, at least into 75. Because we had all of these high lows here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking for the 7th for a move higher, and now we've kind of built up some lows here. We could come back down one more time, sort of like a big bull flag, if you will, impulse correction, then looking for the next move higher. So yeah, I actually do like what I'm seeing with oil. Big break of structure here to the upside as well, and I do think upside is likely. For oil. So yeah, I do like the buys. For oil. If you do crack below 75, then I'll probably fold my arms at that point, because this could be a larger pullback in this bearish trend to come back to these lows, which was the original place where I did say buys would look good at. We just never got there, so we might just be pushing up earlier than expected. But if we do crack below 75, then maybe you are going to come back here, and then again I would look for some more buying opportunities. But for now, looking for a retest of 75, see if we can find that next higher low and another bullish leg higher. So that's kind of where I stand with oil. Norman, hey Miko, what is up? I'm looking to begin my Forex journey soon. Is there an exchange you can recommend to use? You talk about a broker. I use IC Markets to trade on my personal account. I've been doing for many years now and haven't had really any issues with them. So feel free to check out IC Markets. I do have an affiliate link if you want to use it, but yeah, I would recommend IC Markets. Okay, so what did I say? I'm going to take a look at next. Bitcoin, yeah, I did say I was going to take a look at Bitcoin, didn't I? Yep, we'll have a look at Bitcoin. Dion, same idea for oil to the 74.5, and then buys, same as the XY, as they are correlated with oil. as the leading indicator. Oh, I didn't note the correlation between DXY and oil is that strong. Never really looked into it, to be honest. But yeah, I am looking for a big sell-off for DXY. But again, we don't necessarily need to push higher. This is kind of where it's optimal. We've got a big level, but DXY could of course tank from where we are right now. And of course it doesn't have to tank at all. It could just keep flying. But yeah, we could do something like this, which I wouldn't mind, to be honest, because if we do something like this, then essentially I'll be looking for this for the DXY for dollar, and then, you know, for corresponding dollar pairs, I'll be looking for the opposite move. So I wouldn't mind this move too much for dollar, but at the moment it's just, you know, very choppy price action, hard to tell. So I'm keeping my options open for dollar. We may tank, we may just push up, then tank, or we may completely fly. But this is kind of the ideas I have for dollar and what I'm looking at the moment. So for pairs like euro, looking for a move down and a move up. Pound USD, big move down essentially, then a move up. Dollar CAD, we might take a move up first, then a big move down. Dollar Swiss, big move up first, big move down. Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, I have to say I'm kind of in the fence a little bit, because I'm still looking for this, but if my bias with dollar does happen, we see some strength first, we probably push down, then come up. I'm not too sure if I'd like to sell as much after that move there. It's kind of for Aussie and New Zealand dollar, it's either we move up and then I get the shorts, or I'm not really interested, to be honest. But anyway, so I was going to take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin, I did say buys do look good for this one, and I'm still on board with the buy, especially with that big wick to the downside there for last week's candle close. I still do like these levels here, so if you do see a deeper pullback, brilliant. I'm just not too sure if we will see that pullback with all the momentum present right now for Bitcoin. I did highlight this area here coming into the week. This could be a nice place to pick up some longs. Even the retest of this structure here is not a bad place for some long opportunities. If we can hold into this area, there is some room to the upside. I would prefer deeper retracement, just kind of far away from this area here. But naturally speaking, these levels here do look pretty good for some long opportunities. Back to 47k, then we can see what we can do from there. But if Bitcoin does decide to have a bigger pullback, fantastic. I think this is a great place to be looking to long. 36k looks like a great place, or even 30k, but generally speaking, this is kind of where I would this is kind of the optimal place where I want Bitcoin to retrace to, because if we retrace here, this could be the final high low in the next bullish run. Of course, yeah, that's me thinking out loud. I can't predict the future that accurately. Maybe I could, but you know, coming back into a big area of price support, acting as support again, yeah, a healthy pullback, get the Fibonacci out, you know, 50, 0.618 of that bullish move. Yeah, that's a great place to pick up some longs. But will we get there? I'm not too sure. There's a lot of momentum present for Bitcoin. I wouldn't be surprised if we just start flying all of a sudden. But yeah, I am looking for upside for Bitcoin, I must say. Okay, where was I? Yadish in Euro Aussie, we has a 4-hour low at 1.63.250 and high at 1.66.730. Are you trading Euro Aussie, or are you just looking at that high and low? Okay, deleted the comment there. But yeah, I must say the only pair that looks good for me to look for some more entries apart from my Euro Aussie trade would be Pound CHF. Pound CHF is not far from that level of interest. We have seen some more downside, which is what I was looking for, but momentum hasn't been that great, I must say. So I'm going to take extra caution with the entry, but essentially I am looking at a big move to the downside for pound CHF, which again was another pair on my watch list, and remains so because I still really like the opportunity. High time frames look very, very good for this one, and we have broken through some structure as well. So now just looking for a pullback to find some shorts for another bearish swing to the lows, and of course, if you can get an entry on the hourly chart, probably looking at a very healthy risk reward opportunity. So hopefully we can see some downside back down to the prior lows. But of course, need to wait for the retracement first. Not too sure we'll get it now. Probably have to wait till tomorrow after the news. Then we see how things are looking. But nonetheless, I do really like what I'm seeing with pound CHF. I think the downside potential across the multitude of time frames, daily, not even daily, monthly, weekly, daily, 4H, everything is pointing down for me. So very, very keen on shorting pound CHF. Yadish, okay, comment is back. Okay, looking for buys. Okay, looking to take a trade opposite against me. I'm currently shorting Euro Aussie at the moment. Looking to see if we can come back and test the lows at 6.1833. Currently short and a breaking retest of that low. Looking to try and capitalize on the next lower high, which I deem to be this area here as well. So looking for a move down. Where's your targets for your long position? 1.66730. Is that, are you trading on the low time frames or looking for a larger swing? Oh, you're looking for 66730. That's more or less. Oh no, that's 67. My bad. 66730. Okay, so you're looking for the high, the wick high of June. 4H low 1.63250. 63250. Is this where you're looking to buy? Or are you in a position from here? Because of course we haven't reached that area yet. So are you waiting for price to get there to buy, or are you ready long from that area? Pound yen looks good, Kieran. Okay, we'll take a look at pound yen as well. What's up, Holy One of Israel? Welcome to the stream. George C, fascinating. I'm looking for longs on pound CHF. May the best trader win. No way. Is that from a fundamental bias, George C? But yes, may the best trader win. Gold, no problem. Doe will take a look. Hey, Sculpey, welcome to the stream. What's up? A little bit late, no problem. Had an eye test. Can't actually see it at the moment. Sorry. Sorry, message makes no sense. No, I mean, it made sense to me. But yeah, if you can't see at the moment, then yeah, I don't expect you to be bang on the money with every single key on your keyboard. But yeah, I mean, is old age finally kicking in, Sculpey? Need to get your eye tested. Such a shame. Okay, so we'll take a look at pound yen. I have to say, pound yen, we were seeing some nice momentum yesterday, but we didn't really kick on. I was touching on pound yen yesterday, and I said we had a consolidation. If price starts to break lower, start forming some lower lows and lower highs, bit of a tongue twister there. Then I'll be more than happy to short. And of course, I'm asking for a lot, but the reason why I am is because the market is still technically bullish. So I have to be a bit more conservative with looking to sell in these type of conditions, because although we are showing some signs of exhaustion, the market is still printing higher highs and higher lows. And for all I know, could still want to, push even higher as well. So I want to see some convincing price action at the market. It's failing at the highs, and then maybe I can consider looking to short. But yeah, we kind of didn't really see much momentum there. We broke the downside, but now we're looking a little bit tired, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually break back inside the range at this point in time. So with pound yen, I'm not really looking at anything really here. I mean, let me know what you're looking at. Let me know what you're looking at in terms of pound yen, because you did say pound yen looks good. So let me know what you mean by that. You're looking to buy, sell. Me, I'm not really seeing too much on pound yen. And again, just because, I'm not really making sense of pound yen too much doesn't mean there isn't a good opportunity there for you. It just means not according to my analysis or my bias anyway. Everything's blurry and narrow, been getting headaches, so I had to check eyes, but they are 100% good. Okay. The eyes are still good. So how do they do the eye test? Is it just like a laser in your eye or something? That would freak me out a little bit. I like my eyes. George C. Yeah, I'm anticipating some CHF weakness based on comments from the central bank. Historically, they don't like it when the Swiss gets so strong. Economy looks to be struggling and inflation is low. Okay, I mean, that does make sense from a fundamental point of view, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I mean, of course, it's just a numbers game, really. So again, with a technical bias, technical view of the market, it's important to stay consistent with your analysis and your bias. Sometimes you'll be right, sometimes you'll be wrong, but yeah, with the way I view the market, this looks to me like a good sell opportunity. So I will look to sell until proven otherwise. If price does, of course, break higher and takes out structure, I'll fold my arms and replot an idea. Or if things are not looking clear, I'll just move on to another pair. But yeah, at this point in time, sales do look good. So I will still look to take the position. But of course, that's the thing about the markets. Nothing's 100%. You can have good reasons to buy, good reasons to sell, and technically both be right. So we shall see. But I'm still looking to sell until we break structure, and then, as I said, I will then back off if we do break structure. Thoughts on interest cuts impact on US today? Are they cutting the rates? I thought rates are expected to stay the same. I mean, I'm looking for some dollar strength, but not long term. Looking for some shorter, medium term dollar strength, and then longer term weakness. I'm still a longer term bear of the market, so I'm still looking to buy Euro USD, pound USD, sell dollar Swiss, sell dollar CAD longer term, but I need those pairs to kind of pull back a little bit further before I consider looking to get those ideas on paper. Hence why I want to see a bit more strength in dollar, and based on price action as well, it does look likely we're likely to break higher, but nothing that I would place a trade on or anything. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for dollar to see if it can shoot higher back to 104,500, and then some weakness later on after that. Because of course we do have NFP as well on Friday, so we could see maybe Fed take us higher till Friday, and then maybe NFP reverses price and takes us back down again for a longer span, maybe like a month or two of weakness. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but yeah, we'll see what happens, because anything can happen, really. But I'm looking for some dollar strength off the back of the Fed interest rate, and then I'm looking for weakness after. But we'll see if that materializes. I mean, I'm not really keen to trade any dollar pair at the moment, so it's not like I'm gonna get some skin in the game for the dollar pairs. I'm not really interested at the moment. Rates will stay the same, but all the eyes are on the press conference. Market will be looking for clues on when cuts will come. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're kind of at, to be honest. Because of course with the press conference after, normally, well, on average, we kind of see a move from the interest rate decision, and then sometimes price does a whole 180 when the press conference comes out and price goes the other way. But yeah, we'll see. Again, like I said yesterday with the news, I don't try to predict too much with the news. Yes, I might have a natural kind of inclination of what I expect the market to do, but it's never something I'm going to act upon, and it's never something I really pay too much mind to, because again, with being a technical trader, the news for me is just a catalyst and something I need to be careful of in terms of risk. It's not, for example, price is going to give me a number and then I'm going to make a decision on that number. Of course, you can do if you trade fundamentals, but of course, that's not the way I look at the market. So I'm just being cautious from a risk standpoint. I'm expecting the Fed to push back on the rate cut expectations on a little bit, but I can't see them giving too much away yet, to be honest. First time here, you trade bigger swings instead of more often smaller trades. Yes, Khalid, that is the methodology behind the madness. Matt2645, hello, CAD Yen shorts looking tempting today. Okay, we'll take a look at CAD Yen. Economy is doing really well. Inflation is coming into the target, but labor market is very tight, so wage growth could make inflation sticky. Personal expectation is Q2 at the earliest for cuts, but we shall see. I'm an electrician, not a central banker. Hey, George C, you're sounding like a central banker to me. I don't know why you're studying to be an electrical engineer, mate. You should get yourself in the banks. Do not sound like an electrician to me, but I guess, it's definitely improved since last year, the US economy. So, yeah, naturally I'm long-term bear on dollar, because higher time frames as well, they don't look good longer term, but we shall see. If I can see some dollar strength off the back of the news, that would be nice. Then maybe NFP back down. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm going to be trading the price action. If price action shows something else, then of course I will change my bias as well. Anyway, I said I was going to take a look at a pair which I completely forgot now. Yes, I will take a look at gold. Kieran, hourly time frame making higher lows have entered longs. Oh, okay, is that about pound yen? Yeah. Okay, so hourly time frame making higher lows have entered longs 186.9 to 187.5. Yeah, I'll touch on CAD yen as well. 187.5 you said, 87.5. Okay, so shorter term move back to this area. Potentially, I wouldn't be surprised at that move actually. The fact that we've kind of tried to break through the consolidation, but it looks like we have failed. The market is leaving behind a lot of wicks there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a kind of pop higher. Of course, you are looking at the more lower time frame scale of things. So yeah, I do like what I'm seeing with pound in the lower time frames, to be honest. A lot of wicks to the downside, prices trying to break lower, but multiple failures to do so. So I wouldn't be surprised seeing a move like that. And naturally, not a bad place to take some profit as well. So yeah, I do like that intraday kind of idea. Nothing that I would trade myself, but I can definitely see the logic behind that. And again, as long as you have a thought process, a consistent thought process, logic, a plan, an edge that you've worked upon, and you're trading that edge, that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Whether the trade wins or fails, you can't really be upset at an individual outcome of an individual trade, because it's the longer term edge, which is what we're after. Your edge is not defined by one trade, it's 50, 100. So CAD GNSL, take a look at gold as well. Where was I? Did you cover EA? Yes, I did, but I'll take a look at it again. I'm currently shorting Euro Aussie. Maybe I should branch into economics. Yeah, 100% you should branch over. I mean, you seem fairly enthusiastic about it. It's not like it doesn't seem like a little side interest. It seems like you're pretty heavily interested in it. So I would recommend so. I mean, of course, you know yourself better than I know you, but sounds like you're pretty interested in it. So why not? The thing with fundamentals is that the market prices in anticipation is well in advance, so things that cause big moves are shocks. Yeah, true. I mean, you do see that kind of all the time with news, to be honest. Low time frames reacting breaker structure to my 8-hour level. Is that CAD yen? Okay, yep. I'll keep that in mind. For example, if the US were to cut rates today, the dollar would melt. You'd be getting 100 pips in minutes. It's the element of surprise that makes the market moves. Yeah, very, very much so. Brexit was a prime example. Pound melted because it caught markers off guard. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the kind of the bigger moves happen in the market. It's always unexpected releases that kind of cause bigger moves, and that's kind of why you've always got to be careful with news, because you got the consensus of what you expect the market, what you expect people to make the decision to be, but if it doesn't come out that way, and you're on the wrong side of it, it could be a really bad day in the office. So I've always got to be careful from the news from that standpoint. But yeah, you're absolutely right. When the released number is different from the consensus, or very different from the consensus, that's kind of what causes the bigger moves in the market. Anyway, so I said I was going to take a look at CAD yen. So I'm at 2645, break of structure in the 8 hours. So are you shorting CAD yen? So yeah, I'm still kind of looking for counter trend opportunities for the yen pairs, but not quite ready yet with CAD yen, to be honest. Overall conditions just kind of messy, so I'm not really seeing too much clarity in that. Dropping down to the 4H, I'm seeing a consistent uptrend market, still making higher highs and higher lows. Had a nice retest in this level here and has used that to continue higher. So with CAD yen, I do like the longer term sell opportunity, but I must say that there is nothing that entices me to short, and I'm not really seeing a clear break of structure. If I flick to the 8 hour, I'm not too sure which break of structure you are talking about. This is what I'll deem the last high low to be. So technically a break of structure needs to be at least beyond this low for me to consider a break of structure. All I can see is price very consistent with the high lows. This isn't confirmed yet because of course we haven't taken up the high, but the market is still very consistent with the high lows. So I wouldn't look to short CAD yen yet until I start to see some evidence that we are breaking lower, at least forming some lower highs as well. And even then, so CAD yen's not really the top of my watch list out of the yen pairs, but it's definitely a pair that I will consider as we develop. I much prefer euro yen at the moment, but until we start breaking some structure, I can't really be looking to short CAD yen, to be honest. So I'm not seeing too much clarity there for the short side of things for CAD yen, but again, we don't necessarily need to break structure for us to move lower, of course. But for me, I would like to see a bit more evidence that the market is about to turn bearish. At the moment, I'm not seeing that. I quite enjoy my career as an engineer, so I'll keep it as a side interest for now. Yeah, of course. You know your interests better than I know your interests as well. So, of course, just do whatever you're interested in, and it makes you money at the same time. It's a nice combination. But yeah, I'm going to be looking to add fundamentals more to my game over the next 12 months or so, because a lot of the swing traders that I know A lot of them do incorporate fundamentals, not necessarily to a crazy extent, but a lot of them do include fundamentals in their long-term bias. And I feel like as a swing trader, that could provide a bit more of an element to my game. Day trading as well, but I feel like with fundamentals, there's a bit more juice in it if you're swing trading, because you kind of plan the move out a little bit better. Whereas day trading, there's just a bit more fluctuation there. So although fundamentals might be shouting for a weak dollar, but we could still see a quick 50, 60 pip move to the upside in the lower time frames before we do see the long-term bias come through. So intraday fundamentals can help, but I think they would help more for swing traders in general. So I will be looking to see if I can incorporate fundamentals into my game. Where was I? Matthew 64, I'm looking at 30-minute break. Oh, okay, 30-minute break structure. If we said 8 hour. After already reacting to support previously, but I get your point of view. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to talk you out of the position as long as it makes sense to the way you trade and your watch list and your checklist and everything. But yeah, I'm not really liking the price action, to be honest. Of course, for the reasons I mentioned, the market's still printing higher highs and higher lows, and it does kind of look fairly choppy here in the low time frames as well. If we can break lower, then that would be a lot clearer sign to me. Not that we will have a larger swing, but at least the shorts will make a little bit more sense in the 30-minute time frame. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see the logic for looking for sells, and I'm rather looking to sell than buy. With the yen pairs, CAD yen as well. But I actually need a little bit more signs that the market is about to turn bearish for me to consider actually looking to short. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, man, fundamentals are useful even if you use it as a confluence to your technical analysis. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm looking to add it as a confluence from a bias standpoint, really. If I can have a situation where everything looks good from the technicals, multi-time frame analysis, everything's adding up, and then from a fundamental perspective, New Zealand yen is expected to gain strength against the pound, against the dollar, whatever. That just adds another layer of confidence to my trade, because I'm definitely a very technical trader. I don't want to kind of derail myself from that path, because I'm always looking to improve my technicals and get better from that point of view. But if I can add a confluence which is outside of technicals, that's always going to be a positive. I just need to make sure that I can understand fundamentals properly first, because there'll be there's nothing worse than me adding fundamentals to my game too soon when I don't quite understand it yet, and that's going to cause confusion. So yeah, I need to make sure I understand it first properly before I do add it as in a box to tick before I take a trade. Guys, any financial advice? Simple question. I'm using iPhone X. Should I buy the iPhone 13? I'm considering that this because of the update is no longer provided. Can you guys advise me if that? I don't think that's really financial advice, to be fair. It's just advice on buying a new phone, really. And plus, we're not financial advisors as well. So, quick disclaimer: this is not financial advice. But yeah, I don't think that's financial advice. That's just if you should buy a phone or not, really. Like if you can buy 5 of those and afford it cash, then you can buy. Oh, okay. I mean that's a good rule to have. I've seen different kind of variations of that rule. Some people, if you can afford 3, then you can buy it, or if you can afford 10, then you can buy it. I think 5 is a very, again, your financial situation. If you can afford the phone and everything else is still okay, and your upcoming expenses and everything's still covered, then of course do what you need to do. if you have to think about it that much, then I'd probably say it's probably best not to buy it. If you're thinking that hard about it, then you're probably not in the best place to buy it just yet. If you were in a good place to buy it, you would know. But again, this is not financial advice. But I was about to say it's my advice, but no, it's not financial advice. But yeah, I mean, if it was me, if it was me looking to buy the phone, if I had to think a lot about it, then I know it's probably not the best idea. But sometimes you pulled out the NZD CAD trade because of your conflicting analysis. If you can be same fundamentals, you might see two different things in the market and act cautious. Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's kind of why, I would look to add fundamentals to my game. It's purely just for layers of confidence, really, because, technicals give you a really good, of course, there's different kind of, there's different layers of technical analysis as well. You've got kind of, multi-time frame analysis, market structure, momentum, candlesticks. There's so many different layers within technical analysis, which I kind of combine together to create, my technical sort to speak. And of course, sometimes they do conflict with one another. And the trades I want to take kind of make sense from a top-down perspective. So, everything is kind of agreeing with one another. And sometimes they will conflict, and if they conflict quite heavily, I will opt out not taking the position. Same thing with fundamentals. If fundamentals can agree with everything I'm doing already, then all I see is a bonus. It just comes to the situation because, of course, I don't know fundamentals very well at the moment. So if I was to combine fundamentals now, it will be a situation where I might get a trade which everything ticks the box, and then fundamentals says no. And then I'm kind of in a situation where, do I take the trade or do I not take the trade? I want to be very confident with my fundamental bias so I can, kind of, not be in that situation where, okay, fundamentals don't make sense with the trade. I'm not going to take the trade. I'm going to wait for something else to change or whatever, and then I'll rethink things. So yeah, I definitely hear you on that. Yes, I will take a look at gold. I was supposed to look at gold earlier, wasn't I? I will take a look at gold. I've had the same phone for about 5 years. I think I've had my phone for a good 3 or 4. Actually, no, I lie. I've had the same model of phone for like 4 years, but I did break the first one, I think, a couple years ago, maybe. So the one I have is maybe 2 years old. But yeah, I've had my phone for ages as well. Yeah, I will take a look at gold cloud. Currently holding USD CAD shorts from last week, 1.353, nice, and scaled in at 1.352. Geez, scaled in a lot there, 351, 350, 349. My target is 335, but a bit concerned about dollar strength, as you mentioned. Yeah, I mean, it's of course, I would be as well, but again, it's just in terms of risk. Is your risk covered, or not necessarily covered, but if things were to go south, as long as you're not over leveraged or overexposed, at the end of the day, that's trading. With trading, there's always risk on the table. Nothing's 100%. You could be in a trade, everything's going swimmingly, everything's going well, and suddenly news happens or whatever, things change, and then you get taken out break even or a loss. That situation can never really avoid. And of course, with the interest rates coming later today, trading the dollar pair is always going to be a little bit stressful. It could move in your direction, it could move against you. I have no idea. Me saying I'm favoring dollar strength is just kind of my thoughts. I could be completely wrong. Dollar could just tank as soon as the rates come out. So yeah, as long as you're covered from a risk standpoint, then just see the trade through. If you need to kind of maybe close some positions or move a stop loss down or trail something, then you can do that as well. Yes, it might mean that price might tag you out the trade and then dump in your direction as well, but your number one rule always has to be risk first, then reward second. Are you covered from a risk standpoint? If you are covered, and what I mean by covered is not necessarily your break even, but okay, if price was to hit your stop loss, what you're losing 1%, 2%, 3%, is it controllable? Is it minimal? If that's the case and it's all part of your plan and within your risk management plan, then you should let the trade do its thing. If you want to be a bit more conservative and maybe move some stop losses or take some positions off just to reduce your exposure to the markets, then that makes sense as well. But yeah, as long as you're good from a risk standpoint, see out your positions, because you don't want to close trades early just because it's stressful whether the price will go against you or not. And funny enough, it's just the times where you close the trades early, it's the time that the price decides it wants to dump 100 pips in your favor. But yeah, always think about risk first. If your risk is good, then see it through. Of course, I'm talking about a dollar bullishness coming out later, but I don't know necessarily any more than you about what's going to happen with dollar later on today. So yeah, where's your target? 1.335. Where's that? 335, more or less down here. So yeah, I mean, if the news is in your favor, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that move in one go, or maybe with NFP on Friday. But yeah, it's just as long as your risk is good, then you shouldn't worry too much. If the risk is not good, then yeah, maybe close some positions. Yeah, man, your edge and it works for you. That's the important thing, of course. Your edge is your sword in the markets. If you don't have a sword, you're not gonna make much damage. Entered drawdown recently, so scale my trades down to 0.5% risk per trade and more conservative targets. Protecting capital is number one, 100%. 100% protecting capital is number one. I'm actually going to be making a video about drawdown. I'll probably post it next weekend, next Friday, because I'll be posting my challenge this Friday. But yeah, I mean, with drawdown, you just need to know what your plan is, essentially, what your plan is. Because drawdown's inevitable. Everyone's going to enter drawdown. It doesn't matter how good of a trader you are or how good of a win rate you have, you will enter drawdown 100%. And it's all about just managing, not necessarily your account, because if you're risking 1% per trade, 0.5% per trade, it's very hard for you to blow things up and go bad very quickly. But most importantly, managing yourself, because we're humans at the end of the day, we're emotional creatures, and going into drawdown is never comfortable, and we tend to make mistakes, force errors in times of drawdown. That's kind of what makes everything go pear-shaped and everything just goes out the window. So the most important thing is keeping yourself in check and drawdown, and making sure you're doing all the basics correctly. Because if you lose yourself, then you lose your account essentially. But reducing your risk, slowing things down, taking less trades, more conservative if you take profit. There's many different things you can do to protect yourself during drawdown. It's not necessarily capital is the most thing at stake here, because hey, you're 5% in drawdown, 10% in drawdown, you still got a lot of capital there to play with. So it's not really the end of the world, but from a mental side of things, it can take a big drastic turn on your thinking and on your clarity. So reducing your risk, take some time away, can definitely help get things back on track. But yeah, I will be making a video about drawdown, because I don't think I actually made a video about drawdown. I made a video about losses, but not drawdown on my channel, which is surprising. And no problem, Ross. Happy to help. 1.335 is my stop loss. So we got Ross and George C going up against each other on dollar CAD. May the best trader win. Pound yen looking to short. Yes, someone else was looking to short as well. I'm not quite convinced just yet. If I get stopped out, I feel better. And then Ross, me, buddy. It's a necessary sacrifice, George. It's a necessary sacrifice. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really too convinced with pound yen. As I've said, I'm still kind of looking to short the yen pairs. Euro yen looks the closest, but even that doesn't look close at the moment. I did say yesterday I want to see price start breaking some structure first, and then I'll be happy to short. Haven't seen anything of that sort, and looks like we're trying to get back above this high here, which might start to do something like this, which of course I'm not interested. From a bearish point of view, I need to see price starting to break low, which we're not seeing. But over to pound yen. Pound yen marked up this range. We kind of did break through, but nothing convincingly. And looks like we might be breaking back inside the range as well. So if that's going to happen, we could be seeing a move like such back to the highs for pound yen. Because again, everything is still bullish for pound yen. Higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, everything is still pointing up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a big move up, even taking up the highs and seeing some higher highs again. But yeah, for me, if I'm looking to sell pound yen, I need to see some strong bearish momentum coming back into play. So like we did over here, really nice momentum there. If we can see that again, doesn't have to necessarily be to that extent, but something of that sort, of that nature, really telling me that the bears are stepping in, buyers are failing to hold these levels, and we're likely to reverse. And then yeah, I'll be looking for my break and retest somewhere. Yeah, I wouldn't look to short just yet. It's a little bit too aggressive. We haven't really had any significant break of structure, not really well developed bearish structure either. And this to me just looks like a bigger range. So if you could do something like this, you know, kind of mimic this price action over here, that'll be fantastic. And then yeah, sells will be looking good on a pullback somewhere, and some shorts back down to 180 look like a no-brainer to me, but only if you do something like that. But yeah, FX Wolf, I do agree with the bias, but it just looks a little bit too early for me. For me, yeah, for you it might be bang on the money, but I must say I'm not a big fan right now of pound yen. Vape have Kelwada. I think I'm saying Kelwada correctly, so I'll stick with that. I'm probably not, but it's easier to pronounce. Euro Aussie short 2 hour at 1.6478, stop loss 1.6520. Okay, you're joining me in Euro Aussie. On the 2 hour time frame, that is interesting. Jeez, Euro Aussie's looking pretty bullish. Still holding the level though, so hopefully we can turn around. But have you just entered on the 2 hour? Have you just entered on the 2 hour time frame? Or are you looking to enter? Stop loss 1.6520. That's just above my stop loss. That's more or less around here. But yeah, Euro Aussie is looking pretty strong there. Euro is seeing, is that Euro strength or Aussie weakness? Oh yeah, Euro is having some fun now. Aussie not so much. That's of course causing a little bit of bullish momentum there. But nonetheless, we are still holding that structure. So as long as we can hold those levels, short still look good. And again, with the Euro Aussie trades, with the longer swing I'm looking to take advantage of, we could still see moves to retest the high there, but I'll still be looking to short. With the way I'm looking to trade this year, I haven't really changed too much, but I am looking to be a little bit more aggressive with taking trades, and a little bit more aggressive with letting my trades run as well. So probably taking a few more losses, but hopefully a lot of big winners this year. You heard it here first. Still think we'll see the right shoulder form on CAD yen daily and break its rising wedge. Well, that is a big call, Matt, because I must say that right shoulder is a little bit high. It's almost looking like two heads, like a double top, if anything. I know you're talking about the left here, head there, and a possible right shoulder. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm not against that idea, but I just need to see more evidence that we are going to sell off. And you see price starting breaking low like that. even a little bit more than that for me to consider. But yeah, I mean, I did hear it here first. Yes, I entered okay. Well, hopefully your order can send price down. Ines, my stop on USD is also about to get hit. Yeah, it looks like the market is not playing ball at the moment. Again, USD to me looks like a good sell as well. I chose Euro Aussie because it looked a little bit better in terms of the risk reward for me. But I would have looked to sell Euro USD as well. If we do break high, I'm still looking to sell, but I might have to wait for price to get back to here first before I consider selling. But yeah, Euro Aussie, Euro NZD coming back with that resistance, not looking too good there. I mean, we have seen some big wicks there, but momentum is strong. I think Euro is just gaining a lot of strength off this level here. But we shall see. We shall see. Yes, because Aussie, we've got a larger range here. Euro hasn't seen too much reaction based off that. But again, I don't want to get too much into the politics of individual currency strength. Because from a swing perspective, things change very, very quickly. You know, Euro is strong now. Come New York session, Euro could be very, very weak. And we could be talking about how weak Euro is, or you know, Aussie, how strong that is as well. But I'm not going to read too much into the currency strength, because things change very, very quickly. Of course, from a day trading point of view, it makes a bit more sense. But swing, I don't see too much logic in it, at least for myself anyway. But yeah, I mean, dollar pairs are so. I mean, what is pound doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, we're wicking down, wicking up. It actually looks absolutely chaotic. Yeah, I must say, price action hasn't been as clean to the start of the year as it was last year. Of course, every year is going to be different. So I'm expecting, maybe next year is going to be absolutely amazing, or it could be even worse than this year. But yeah, it wasn't as good as last year. Last year, we're already seeing some really nice momentum. Pound USD is looking absolutely chaotic. Euro USD had much better price action as well. The yen pairs were looking very, very good last year. But yeah, things change again. You know, we could be seeing really good price action in February, really good price action in March. So it comes and goes. Got to log off, got some errands to run. Peace out, guys. No problem, George. Appreciate coming on the stream. I actually got stopped out end of the month, 1.5%, down 1.5%. Again, risk managed well. You know, whether you're up 1.5% or down 1.5%, there's not much in it with numbers when you're, in the single digits. If you're up 1.5%, good, finish the month in positive. Down 1.5%, risk is managed well. Of course you want to be ending positive, but losing months are part of trading, and it's all about how you manage your risk and manage yourself during those times. So down 1.5%, normal. Down 2%, down 3%, down 4%. Those numbers are very, very normal for end of months numbers. So the worst thing to do is is to feel like you've done something wrong because you've ended the month in negative. Which again, for a while, that's kind of how I took those percentages. If I was down for the month, I always thought I'd done something wrong. Sure, you might have done a mistake or something. That could be a part to play. But as long as you followed your plan, you can never really be upset with yourself. You can always look to improve the plan. But if you're delivering yourself and following the plan, then you're doing everything right. You're supposed to have negative months. You're supposed to have periods of drawdown. You're supposed to have break-even months. It's all part of the game. But again, there's been many people who would have blown their accounts this month. Failed multiple challenges this month. And not to compare yourself to them, because they're kind of playing a different ball game, a bit more gambling. But it's all about kind of just progression. Look at yourself last year and improve on that this year. But I never want to make someone feel down or feel bad because they lose a trade or are down for the week, month, or even quarter. If anything, I want to normalize that a little bit more. But yeah, even for me, I'm down this month as well. But to be honest, I'm not really giving too much look into it, because my targets are set for the quarterly, are set for the year. And I think last year, 2023, I had either 8 or 7. Was it 8? It's either eight or seven months in positive, and then 4 or 5 months in negative. I think it was 8. I know it's either 8 or 7. 8 or 7 months I was positive, and 4 or 5 I was negative. But of course, over the course of the year, I still was positive. I made money, and that's kind of how you want to take trading. Of course, there'll be some years where you're absolutely amazing and you hit maybe 12 out of 12 or 11 out of 12 months are blue. There'll be some years where it's quite difficult. Not even just months. It'll be years that are quite difficult. And it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the learning curve. And again, I was looking at a trader who's been trading for like 25 years, and a couple of years ago, he had a losing year. And originally hearing that, you feel like, how could you trade for the whole year not to make a single penny? But really, that is what trading can potentially happen. Losing years as well. And again, if you take the average trader and they have a losing year, you would think they're probably throwing the towel at that point. But to come back again the next year, I'm pretty sure Trader Nick had a losing year maybe a couple of years ago as well. But you come back in and you keep going. As long as you've got an edge, which is the most important thing, you just got to keep trading, trade the numbers. But yeah, Euro is still pretty strong. I have to say, yeah, it's not looking good for Euro-Z, but the key thing is we're still holding that level. So we'll see if we can turn around. I feel like, I don't know, because I feel like this one might be waiting for the news to do something, and could be trading close to my stop loss with the news, so it could make things a little bit interesting. I took 8 trades, 4 losses, 1 win, 3 break evens. My win rate isn't that good this month. Yeah, again, win rate. I never really try to look at win rate for a month. People ask me what's my win rate. I normally give my win rate for like a whole period, a whole year at least, because my win rate for a month could be 20%. My win rate for a month could be 80%. 80% you look good. 20% you look like you don't know what you're doing. But win rate such a flimsy metric, to be honest, because it comes and goes really. It comes and goes. People who have let's say a 50% win rate on average. The 50% is on average, which means at periods of time their win rate will probably be pushing 80, and periods of time their win rate will be pushing 20. And the average, of course, the 80-20 is the 50. It's not like, okay, I'm just always going to be winning 50% of my trades every single month. No, that's not how it works. Some months you're going to be doing crazy, hitting 80%. Some months it's going to be really, really tough and you're going to be hitting 20%. But of course, the average across the year is going to be that 50 if your system is 50%. So that's why I kind of don't focus on win rate and just kind of focus on the opportunity and the risk to reward. Because if I'm hitting 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s, then technically my win rate could be as low as 25% and I'll still be profitable. I think for 1 to 3, you need 30% win rate. Not even less, 25% win rate. 25% win rate for 1 to 3 would get you break even. So, if your win rate is 26%, you're technically making money. Maybe not a lot of money, but you're technically in the green. So, your win rate can be very, very low with a 1 to 3, even low with 1 to 4 and beyond. So, I've always tried to focus on getting my win rate, keeping it above 50%. I've always kind of had that instinct, but looking over my data for the past couple of years, I could see that, I could sacrifice a few trades, lower my win rate a little bit more, and increase my risk to reward a lot more, and I'll be a lot more profitable. So kind of shifting over to throw a bit more strength into risk to reward rather than win rate. Of course, win rate is good. Everyone wants to win more trades than they lose and win as much trades as possible. But in the long run, you will always go through periods where your win rate just takes a massive hit. I mean, some of the best traders ever to live, their win rate is between 50-60%, most of them. Of course, you do have some anomalies who are hitting 70% consistently, maybe 75%, but most of the big name traders, they're kind of within the 50-65% win rate. I mean, Tom Hoggard, he's a fantastic trader, trading over 20 years. He's the author of The Best Loser Wins. He said his win rate was like, I think it was 55% or maybe 60%. And he's a very, very good trader. But again, win rate 55-60%. So people looking to strive for 70% consistent win rate, 75% consistent win rate. Not saying they can't do that, but you're asking a lot for yourself. You might as well focus a bit more on risk reward. If you hit 70% win rate, good on you, but the risk reward is what's going to keep you profitable in the long run. So yeah, my advice is don't focus too much on win rate. Sure, your win rate for some months won't be too good, and your win rates for other months will be fantastic. But don't focus too much on win rate. I feel like kind of social media has definitely prioritized win rate as well. Because you see a lot of kind of like signals and people saying, look at me, I've got 80% win rate, 70% win rate, 60% win rate. So it's always the win rate. It's never like any other metric. It's never any other metric that comes into play. It's not even a time span as well. You just see someone add, look at me, 80% win rate. It's not even giving you a time span. It could be 80% win rate for the week. Anyone can do that. And then of course the person viewing that will compare themselves to the person who's saying, look at me with the 80% win rate. And if they've got 50% win rate, they're looking at themselves thinking they're doing something wrong. But the metric of win rate is glamorized a lot when it's an important metric, but it's not the important metric. But I'm viewing my trades, took some bad losses to be honest, and good losses also. I will try to eliminate the bad ones. Yeah, and that's where the refining works. Again, you will learn so much more from your own mistakes and your own trading than you will from anything else. I'm a big believer in that, and I'm proof of that because for many years I was looking to learn, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. But it started when I started to review my trades in a lot of detail. Yeah, that's why I made massive jumps in my progression. That's why when coming into 2024, I wasn't really looking to learn new things. I'm just looking at my year 2023, seeing what I did good, what I did poorly, and just kind of, like you said, eliminate what I did poorly, but focus on what I did well. And that's going to give me so much more growth for the next year and the year after and the year after as well. So I highly advise everyone to focus on their own trades. Record every single trade you take in detail, and that will give you so much knowledge, so much data, so much confidence going forward as well, even if you're having a really rough patch. it will help massively in the future. Matt was live testing over January to get confidence back into it, and it was on a 15 win streak. Yeah, I mean 15 win streak, that's very impressive. See if I can keep it up for real. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect you to do so, Matt, and if you don't beat yourself up. But yeah, I mean, trading's all about periods. You go through some tough periods, you go through some great periods, and staying consistent through that, because there's an abundance of information. I was speaking on this last week. There's abundance of information in trading online for free and paid. There's an abundance of information, but still the numbers of the amount of losing traders versus the numbers of winning traders, the numbers haven't really budged too much. Or if anything, they might have actually got worse, to be honest. But there's still a big chunk of losing traders and always a small chunk of winning traders. So trying to prioritize more information, more knowledge about the markets is not always the smartest thing. Of course, if you're beginning within the first 6 months, within the first year, even the first 2 years, learning more information is probably the best way to go. And then kind of beyond that, it's more kind of just self-discovery and kind of plucking out the weeds of your own trading and watering the flowers which are bringing you profits, really. Because I wouldn't say I know anything that is crazy about the market. Sure, I have some niche details which I've noticed from myself trading, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that would be a big secret, like a lot of people say, follow me to find out the big secret that got me profitability. There is no big secret. There is no big secret. Anyway, probably boring some people. I'll take a look at gold. I was supposed to look at that one a while ago, but I have remembered. Did I look at CAD? I think I did. Anyways, let me take a look at gold. Are we still holding that level? Again, also you have to keep in mind that when you are trading, especially today, are you looking to hold your trade for the day, or are you looking at a possible swing? If you're looking at a swing, you're going to have to be prepared for the news later in the evening. If you're looking at a day trade, of course, you're probably looking to open your trade and close the trade before the news, or if price hasn't hit your target or your stop loss before that, you might manually close it or manage it some way, somehow. But if you're looking for a swing trade, let's say gold back down to these areas here, we're not going to hit that before the news, or at least most likely not. So you're looking to welcome the possibility of news kind of cause some chaos on your trade. So you have to take that into account. Of course, with my trade, I'm looking for a larger swing, so I know that I will be looking to hold through news. It might play out in my favor, might go against me. We'll find out. But if you're looking to trade gold, gold is a mean pair. If things go wrong in gold, they can go very wrong, especially if you're not managing yourself correctly. But essentially, what I was talking about for gold early in the stream is that if we can see some momentum breaking lower, because gold is still printing successive high lows, 2, 3, 4, 5, still pushing up. I need to see some evidence that price is breaking lower, and then I can expect to see some downside there for gold. But I have to be honest, not really seeing much momentum at the moment. I don't think we will until the news. Sometimes we've got the big news events, we kind of just plateau a little bit until the news comes out, and then things get moving again. So I feel like gold might just do that, because we'll start between some resistance. We're kind of squeezing between resistance and those higher lows. So I feel like we might just be waiting for a catalyst to get things rolling. But essentially, I'm looking to see if we can hold this for a big sell-off. If not, if we do break through, then I'm looking for gold to do something like this. But 2040 for me is a very pivotal area, because that will make or break my bearish bias. If we break it, then it breaks the bearish bias. If we hold the level, then it kind of cements the bearish bias. But I have to say, I'm not really too interested with gold price action. It's just quite choppy on the way down. I'm not seeing too much conviction there. So Gold is not really on my watch list. How is pound CHF doing? It's looking a tad bullish. We'll see what we can do on the retest of that level. If it does give me an entry before the news, I'm not too sure if I'll take the trade because I currently do have a trade open right now for Euro Aussie. So I'm not too sure if I want to get into 2 trades just before the interest rate comes out. 2 open trades. If Euro Aussie was break even, then yeah, I would happily get into pound CHF as well. But yeah, I don't think I want 2 trades open, especially with the big news coming out. So if it does give me entry before the news, I may just take a miss on that. So what I would hope to see is actually just kind of no kind of progress in price. News takes us up, and then by London we get a nice signal to drop. That would be nice if that happens. But yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios that could play out. But essentially, still looking at the break and retest that level, not too far away. And as I said earlier, pound CHF is kind of the only pair to me that looks like it could give me an entry soon. Euro USD needs a lot to happen before I consider buying that one. I need price to really break higher, and then I'll consider some longs on a retest somewhere. Aussie dollar, so I'm looking to short this one, but we're very far away from my level. Pound USD looking to short, but again we need a big break of structure. I'm kind of hoping this week we see it. NFP and Fed this week. If it's not this week, then I don't know when for pound USD. I think we do have Bank of England as well on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Yes, we do. We do have Bank of England interest rate decision at 12 tomorrow. So we've got Bank of England, we've got dollar, and we've got NFP. So if it's not this week, when we don't break out, well, we will break out eventually, of course, but you know, there's a good chance it will be this week. So I'm hoping we can see a breakout, because again, it's the later stage of the week, so I don't think I'll be looking to trade it anyway. If I'm looking to trade it, will be for next week. But if we can get the breakout this week, fantastic. Then next week, looking at some retracements, retest, and then some selling opportunities. That would be ideal. But yeah, still waiting for a big breakout there. As the USD, still waiting for this. Whether it happens or not, not too sure, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Pound CAD, not really liking this one. It's a nice break of structure, but I just don't like the trade, to be honest. I don't like the setup. Dollar Swiss, I do like the shorts for this one. I'm looking to see if we can have a slightly deeper pullback, retest this low here, and a big sell-off. But I'm looking to see if we can get a move up first. Same with dollar CAD as well. Look to see if we can get a move up first and then a big sell. And that's kind of the pairs that I'm looking at. For now, at least. What's up, William? Welcome to the stream. Been tough trying to trade funded this month, trying to be conservative. Yeah, I mean, the number one rule is just protecting your drawdown. With well, I was gonna say with funding challenges, but with any account really. But yeah, you want to be alive. You want to be alive to fight another day, and I think that has to be kind of the motto really, because it's very easy just because you've already paid the money for the challenge, so you've kind of forgotten about the money. You know, the challenge I've paid for the funding pips. I bought the challenge, I think maybe late October, early November. So the money I paid for the challenge, I've forgotten about. You know, I know a lot of people, and me too, preach about, pay the price for the challenge, then pass it. Just focus on getting the refund back, and then you can trade a bit more freely once you got your money back. And I definitely agree with that. But at this moment in time, I've forgotten all about that refund when I pass, or the money I paid. It's not in my mind right now. Right now, I'm just kind of just trading the account. So if the account fails, it kind of fails, and I'm not really thinking about the money. So you kind of have to discipline yourself from the perspective of, I've got an opportunity here to trade an extra 10k, 50k, 100k, whatever k. And if you pass the challenge, you've essentially got that capital to trade, and you can start to build a personal from that or whatever. So you just have to focus on being alive to fight again another day. keeping the risk small, which is why, I'm starting with the 0.5% risk for my challenges. Then when I do build a buffer, I will increase to 1%. But with the 0.5% risk, I can lose, up to 20 trades in a row. Well, probably 19 with spread and commission, and swap. So maybe 18, 19 trades, but it's still a lot of trades for me to lose in a row before I do blow the account. So the odds of me blowing the challenge is very, 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 very slim. So I'm kind of relaxed with the challenge. So, I know that I'll be live to fight another day. I can take a trade, lose, take a few trades and lose, and I still got, a lot of buffer room to play with. And it just makes everything a lot less stress-free. Sure, it will take me a little bit longer to pass the challenge, but, the fact that I'm alive to fight another day is more important to me. Blessing Naz will take a look. No problemo. But yeah, I will be posting my next episode for my challenge account on Friday. So do look out for that. Okay, where is Naz? There you are. So yeah, it looks like we're seeing some retracement now. Price has been very, very bullish, I must say. Naturally, this is the most obvious place you're looking to pick up some longs. We kind of did the same move there, break and retest. Maybe missed it by a few little points there, but more or less you're looking for the same thing on the retest of that high. The market has created new highs past the swing point, but it's not really showing much sign of exhaustion. The trend still looks pretty healthy to me, and we're still seeing very confident bullish moves higher. So if you're looking to trade this one, there may be some counter trend opportunities on a deeper pullback, but I kind of will be focusing on the longs until we see some signs that the market is about to shift. And at the moment, not really seeing that. The market's still looking pretty bullish to me. So yeah, for US 100, buys do look good here. Of course, we're still quite far away, so yeah, it could be a while before we get there. But if you are a little bit more aggressive, there may be some counter trend opportunities, retesting kind of 17.45, 450. But I'll kind of just focus on the longs. A lot more confluence there. Let me know what you're looking at, Blessing, for Naz. Too much info out there now. Even just supply and demand support resistance makes price look like it can't go anywhere. Lol. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where you have to kind of know. You kind of have to know where your focus is. Appreciate it, Jonathan. You have to kind of know where your focus is, because there's support and resistance everywhere in the markets, supply and demand everywhere, structure everywhere, different time frames, going different directions. So you just have to have a discipline to understand, okay, what's your focus, what's going to get you into the market, what's your bias going to be, how is your bias going to be determined, and you have to kind of systemize it that way, because if you give yourself a limited freedom, you'll be kind of drawing everything everywhere and not really have too much direction in the market. You need to know, what's going to be your bias, what's going to be, how you're going to derive that bias, what's going to enter you into the market, and where you're going to exit. And there is many support and resistance in the market, and I've always said, support and resistance only works if you know how to use it, because support and resistance everywhere. If you try and buy and sell from every support and resistance, you probably lose money. I don't think there's much of an edge in that. So that's kind of where discretion comes in as well. Discretion is important. Discretion for me is just kind of tailored experience, in the market. You can kind of tell which support resistance is more likely to hold than another, so you're going to focus on that level a lot more, which is always why I say experience is such a huge teacher in the markets. You can teach someone a strategy, but if they don't have the necessary experience or discipline, Yeah, they're not going to see a penny from that. Morocco and Senegal both are out, bro. Ivorians back from resurrection. Yeah, I know. I see Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria do look good. I'm not gonna lie. We do look good. We've got Angola in the quarters. I think Nigeria and Ivory Coast are the only kind of quote unquote big teams. Maybe Mali as well. But Ivory Coast and Nigeria are the only big teams, and Ivory Coast just seem to be. I don't know, Ivory Coast. They were appalling in the group stage, but they got past Senegal. So, I mean, all the big teams getting knocked out. Egypt, Senegal, Morocco, Algeria, who else? Even Tunisia, Ghana, Cameroon have gone. So all like the big like names, apart from like Nigeria and Ivory Coast, is left. So I think Nigeria are looking pretty. I'm not gonna lie, we're looking pretty. But the little boys this year are looking good. Cape Verde, don't know what they're doing, but whatever they're doing is working. Angola looking good as well. So it's gonna be interesting, but I think Nigeria do look good to make it to the final. But we shall see. I don't want to jinx it. Exactly, I like supply and demand with the market structure simple, even better when it lines up with support resistance, and exactly discretion and experience is key. Yeah, 100%, which is kind of, which is the real reason why, you can't just give someone a strategy and then they'll be profitable. People coming to the market looking for a strategy to trade. Yes, that's good. You need a strategy to trade, but don't expect that once you've understood the strategy, now suddenly you're just going to see profits rolling in. That's not how it works. You need expression, you need experience, you need discretion, you need time in the markets, you need chart time, you need understanding of the market, you need context as well. Can't just buy here, sell there, and suddenly money's going to be pouring into your pockets. It's not that simple. Not that simple at all. So yeah, completely agree with you there, Matt. If it was that simple, there'd be a lot more profitable people because, a lot of people paying for courses, mentorship, but, still the percentage of people losing money in the markets hasn't budged a lot. Final could Nigeria versus Ivory Coast or Mali? Yeah, I think it might be Mali, to be fair. Actually, I don't know. Ivory Coast, of course, the home nation, they might have some extra fire in their bellies now. Now they've beaten Senegal. I think their fans like them again. They've got a new coach in as well. They might have a new kind of a little buzz to them. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually go on and win it, It will be a little story. Ivory Coast down and out after the group stage. 4-0 loss. Fans turning against them. Manager sacked. Then suddenly they go on and win it. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. Very, very kind of fit. So, very kind of, fits the picture for a good AFCON story. Any trade? Yes, I'm currently short on Euro Aussie. In a bit of drawdown. Not seeing the momentum that we had originally when I did hop into the trade. Had a nice bearish candle in my favor, but we have lost a little bit of that. Coming back to retest the level, so we'll see if we can hold that as resistance. But yeah, I am currently short Euro Aussie. Stop loss at 1.65132. Targets back down at this low. If we go to the daily chart, back down at this low here, 61833. So essentially just looking for a lower high to develop and a move back down into the lows there. So we shall see if we can see a ton of events. I feel like price is going to be waiting for the news in the evening, but we shall see. But other than that, nothing else is looking that fantastic. Thank you so much, Sport, for subscribing. Pound CHF is for me the next best option, so I'll keep an eye on that. But as I said, if I'm still in the Euro Aussie trade, I don't want to be getting to another trade just before some fireworks later in the evening. What's up, FX Puneka? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Catching the ending. Nice timing. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna be keeping my eye on the DXY because I want to see some movement. I'm getting bored of the DXY a little bit, to be honest. I need to see some movement there. So I'm kind of liking the fact that we've got the interest rate coming out later and NFP on Friday. I feel like by the end of the week, dollar will be looking a lot different to what we are now. So excited to see what happens. And yeah, it normally means opportunity. So that's kind of where where I'm at right now with dollar and other pairs going forward. But yeah, nothing else is looking interesting, I must say. So yeah, I will be keeping an eye on pound seat share. I'll manage my Euro Aussie trades. I'll keep an eye on the dollar pairs. Yen pairs I'm still looking to short, but none of them look close to anything at the moment. And yeah, I think that's about it for me. That's about it. But of course, things can change very, very quickly for the dollar pairs. So it's kind of a story which is too good to be true, but it could be true actually. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I can just see it now. Like it seems unrealistic, but I can just see the commentators just saying Ivory Coast, everyone, writ them off, doubted them, but now they lift the trophy in their home nation. I can see that happening. But of course there's a lot to go. I think Nigeria are clear favourites at the moment, but we shall see. Still rooting for Nigeria, of course. Matt2645, if I could go back and tell myself to trade on demo for a year, I wouldn't have lost any money, but where the fun in that, of course. To be fair, I feel like you might have had to lose the money, though, to learn the lesson. Because, of course, going back and trading on demo, yes, you wouldn't lose any money, but you wouldn't learn the pain of actually losing money in the markets. Because, you lose the money on a demo account, but the actual pain and the gravity of losing money in the markets through some stupid mistakes really does leave a little bit of a scar, and it kind of keeps you in line. Because, you don't want to go back through that kind of misery and that pain again. So you make sure you manage your risk, you make sure you risk small percentages of your account, and it keeps you in line. Trading the demo, great, no money lost, but I feel like you're always going to need to lose that money. There's hardly any traders that I know of that haven't lost a decent amount of money before they eventually became profitable. I feel like it's a rite of passage almost. You have to lose that money. Even if you do trade demo, when you get to the real account, you might not have kind of really adapted, acclimatized to trading real money. So I feel like you need to lose that money first, but maybe not as much. You never trade demo? Wow, okay. Yeah, maybe you could have done demo a little bit. Even I traded demo for a good maybe 3 to 6 months, I would say. Maybe not quite 6 months, maybe 4 or 5. But yeah, I did have my fair share on demo. Demo is just learn basics, really. Yeah. Demo is to take trades, learn what you're actually doing. Because of course you don't want to go straight onto live if you have no idea what you're doing. You want to know, okay, why am I buying? Why am I selling? At least to some degree. Because then you're just throwing money away for absolutely no reason. At least once you get onto live account, you know what more or less you're looking to do. And you want to, of course, bet small and trade in small accounts. But you need to learn some lessons on a live account, which demo can't teach you, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, we have reached the end of the stream. I will be live again tomorrow as well. Keep you updated if I do get into any other positions or I do manage my Euro Aussie trade some way, somehow. I'll let you know about that if I get stopped out or price does move in my favor. Or if I do get into any other positions as well, I will let you know in my Telegram. I'll link to that in the description below, so be sure to go and check that out. I will be live again tomorrow, so we can discuss the news and everything. And what's happened, the aftermath. So make sure you are available tomorrow. Same time as always, 10 a.m. London time to 12 p.m. London time as well. But yeah, guys, if you have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe. Really does help out the stream. And of course, make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out any streams or uploads in the future. But nonetheless, take care, guys. Have a good rest of the day and don't blow any accounts. We don't want that. But take care.
Wow.